Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session of After Hours with William O'Neill India, dated November 29, 2022. So, before we go ahead with the session, I would like to give a small disclaimer that any security, any stock that you might discuss in today's session should not be considered as a buy or sell recommendation, and we are just doing it for education purpose. So, without taking up much time, I'll start with Nifty 50's chart analysis for the day. So, if it's first, like if you just want to talk about, little brief about how the US market fared last night, there was some discussion, there was good amount of discussion in the pre-bell as well. But I would like to discuss it again that with all the selling that probably came in the US markets, some profit booking, some selling on volumes as well in yesterday's US market across the three indices, probably defined that Nifty still had probably not a gap down opening, still a muted opening, and from there, if you could see, Nifty continued to make new highs. I mean, that's what's happening. Like you could see, like even with a muted opening after that as well. Nifty is continuing to make new highs. If we talk about it, Nifty is scaling above the 18,600 levels, even touch the 18,650, 18,670 levels. But what's little bit problematic in this rally is that if you talk about the broader market indices, such as your mid cap 100, your small cap 100, those are being, I mean, the broader market is ending in red. I mean, that's one of the bigger problems. Even if you talk about, if you look at the data for the advancers and the decliners, I mean, for today's session, just talking about today's session, and even in the last few sessions as well, there has been more decliners in the general market than the advancers. So, I mean, it's not a broad-based rally that we are probably looking at the moment. So, just probably the heavyweights in the Nifty that are lifting the Nifty index at the moment. The broader market rally is still far away. Hopefully, even the broader market should participate in the upcoming, in the current rally in the coming time, because going forward, we'll talk from the O'Neill perspective as well. So coming to the O'Neill perspective, like and from the technical front as well, Nifty is well above. I mean, some key resistances like 18,350, 18,600. It's trading well above that. Even the moving average is like Nifty is well above them as well. What's a little bit problematic for Nifty is just that where I mean it's a year-end rally. So in terms of talking about from the FIA perspective, so the rally is on lower volume. So probably any heavy volume selling can probably retrace Nifty back to its 21 or 50 DMA. But before that, probably if Nifty touches 19,000 or even higher, it will be good to see in the coming time. From the O'Neill front as well, we are in the confirmed uptrend, and the distribution day count is very low at 1. So overall, from the O'Neill perspective as well, there is no problem. I mean, the only issue at the moment is the uh, no participation in the rally from the broader market. Probably if the broader markets do lag, so if even if post the lag, the broader markets start to rally up, catch up, and then move ahead, then probably we can see a pure broad-based rally. Till the point in time is this probably the index that is moving higher. Talking about the top gainers and losers, Hindustan Unilever was the top gainer, similarly taking a Nifty FMCG higher as well. And even JSW Steel metal sector was also a top gainer. Uh, Talking about Cipla again, the top gainer 1.9%, Hero MotorCo at 1.8, and Sun Pharma at 1.5. Banking sector, IndusInd Bank is down by 1.5, Coal India by around 1.4, Bajaj Finserv Financial Services by 1.2, Eicher Motors by 0.9, and Power Grid by 0.8. So as you can see, the sectors that probably stood out today was your Nifty FMCG and your Nifty Metal. Those were the ones that even Nifty Pharma, if you look at it, those were the ones that probably outperformed the market. And on the other end, the losers were your Nifty Auto, your Nifty PSU Bank, and your Nifty VIT. Talking about key news for the day, Zydus Life to purchase business undertaking of Watson Pharma for 46.8 crores. Max sell seeks exchange approval to reclassify Kayak investments to the public from the promoter. SAT reduces the department period of Leica Lux from 3 years to a period already undergone from accessing capital markets. So they were barred from accessing the capital markets in 2020 for 3 years. So what SAT has done that probably it's not 3 more years, but what probably happened and the remaining time. So their their barring period has been will be ended soon. That's the debarment period means. And Kolte Patil approved scheme of amalgamation of PNP Agrotech and Tuscan Real Estate with company and merger of the retail business of Kolte Patil properties into the company. Talking about global macro, US consumer confidence data is probably the one that will move the market in the evening session. That is for us and the US session for them. So previous data came out at 102.5 and expansions are in terms of confidence of improvement for this data comes in at the benchmark of 100. So currently the estimate is at 100, should not go below 100 for probably the market rally to sustain. Talking about the chart of the day. The chart of the day for us is your VIP industry and VIP. Before we go ahead, again, would like to give a small disclaimer that the stock is not a buy or sell recommendation at the moment, and we are just doing it for educational purpose. So VIP did came in with a steady set of numbers, more or less in line with the estimates. Post-pandemic, the company is reducing its dependency on China and external manufacturing to have more controls over the business. That's a good thing, and this can be seen as the company is now manufacturing 65% of its own products from 35% in FY20 and want to take it up to your 70 to 75% by FY23. And also the company witnessed a demand revival in international travel, school, colleges, and also normal wedding season. Going forward, the company expects raw material prices to decline as a factor in over the next 3 to 4 months, and strong demand and then seeing traction across segments, luggage travel, school travel, across all, and SSG from the existing stores are expected to expand in the coming time. So overall, looks a good thing on the fundamental and the company perspective. And similarly, if you look at it post-pandemic, like from June 21 quarter, almost 6 to 7 quarters. Sorry for the bad lines. Again, uh, uh, coming up with great numbers, and that is what is happening for the company. If you look at the last 6 to 7 quarters EPS and sales growth for the company, that has been really super. And going forward as well, the 23, 24, and 25 estimate, especially 23, considering the low base of 22, 23 estimate is really strong. Going forward, even the normalized growth rate for 24 and 25 for EPS growth rate is around 36, 37%. So which is a really good sign. On the institutional front as well, there has been a tick. In the June quarter, you saw your some big portfolio investors declining, but coming the September quarters, that number has come back from 124 number of funds to 151. That is a really good sign. In terms of ROE as well, ROE is stable at 13%. Overall, the bond parameters are also very good at master score at 71, EPS rating at 80, price strength at 71. The RS line on the right hand side of the base was also moving higher with good accumulation on the right hand side of the base. Talking about the handle, the RS line would go down on the handle because there is low volume action, and that has supposed to happen. Is this like the stock has to probably break out from the pivot on above average volume? And if probably that happens and on above average volume, we can see good traction for the stock. Anyone probably can keep this stock in their buy watch list in order to understand how the stock can probably move ahead and can come easily in the ideal buy zone in the coming times if some favorable traction for the company happens. So that's it from my side, and thank you. And do connect with us on the pre-bell and the after our space at 8:45 a.m. sharp from Monday to Friday, and after our space